So as our Pitbike Stock 160 Group B make their way back to the paddock, we will of course see those riders later. Waiting to go out onto the track now, we have our 160s Group A. Some of our fastest qualifiers in the morning session. And everyone just waiting now in the waiting zone to go out onto the track. We'll have a look at the qualifying times in a few moments. And of course, being the Group A is a little bit quicker, with John Buckle taking the pole position on a 56.526. JJ Cunningham was second, just a few tenths behind. Jim Lovell third, Rhys Stevenson fourth, Ryan Tyers and Chase Collymore. One of the young stars of BMB rounding up the top six there. Jamie Callan, Phil Dickens, Ed Peet, Richard Cooper, Sebastian Barron and Nathan Summers in 12th position. Andrew Jones was in 13th place from Julian Gromit. Simon James Dean in 15th place. James Moxkier in 16th. We'll find out who 17th place is, but Daniel Gilbert was in 18th position. Ben Rybicki in 19th. Dominic Herbertson, Scott McGibbon, and rounding out the 22 rider field with a 101.254 was the treble 5 of Nathan Smith. So our pit bikes now, the race Group 1, making their way out onto the track for their formation lap. And as with the riders in the previous two races, a very different track to what they encountered in the morning. The rather nasty rain clouds we had about half an hour ago before racing got underway seem to have moved away. And there we see, thank you NHS key workers on the trackside art on that final corner. Been a tough year, of course, for everyone really, so hats off to everyone involved in the NHS and all the key workers who've been out every day since the whole lockdown period started earlier in the year. And Ellough Park just paying their own little tribute there on that final corner. As the pit bikes line up, there's John Buckle sitting first on the grid, gets that preferential outside line sweep into the first corner. Cunningham in second. Jim Lovell, Ryan Tyers a bit further behind. There's the 2, 3 there. Looks like Rhys Stevenson in there as well. Just a bit further behind, there's the diminutive figure of Chase Collymore. Also a very established rider in some of the junior ranks, really making a name for himself in British mini bikes. Just 1 or 2 riders making their way now towards the back of the grid. Just 1 or 2 riders maybe out of position there. The grid marshals just making sure everyone's lined up correctly. And there we see this very wide open starting grid here at Ellough Park. Nice run into the first corner, medium speed first corner. And the entrance to that corner is very wide as well. So everyone filters through quite nicely into that first corner. Good getaway from the grid is essential, of course, as the green flag goes up. And the Pitbike Stock 160s Race A gets underway. Good start. Everyone gets off the grid cleanly. Charging into the first corner. Buckle gets away well as they pile through that first corner. And everyone gets through cleanly. It tightens up now into the second corner. Nice fast entry into this corner, but it really does tighten up on the exit. Through into the hairpin for the first time. So John Buckle leads. Looks like Cunningham and Lovell getting away with him as well. They go into the hairpin for the first time. Everyone gets through cleanly. And right on the tail, looks like Jim Lovell's gone through to second place on the number 97. The rest of the midfield runners making their way through for the first time. Past the pits for the first time now, and through into the lead. Looks like Jim Lovell has taken the lead. John Buckle drops down to third position. Round the pits hairpin for the first time. Back onto the start straight go the leaders, and it looks like Jim Lovell has now taken the lead. Ryan Tyers, good start to the race for him. He's up to second place. John Buckle in third. Rhys Stevenson, Richard Cooper, JJ Cunningham, Chase Collymore, number 7 in 7th position. Jamie Callan, Phil Dickens and Julian Gromit rounding out the top 10. And pleased to say, another good clean start to the race. Very fast and furious, but everyone's staying out of trouble, as I think that's Ryan Tyers. 18 on our graphics, and so maybe on a borrowed machine, I think, because it looks like number 55 on the bike, and he's doesn't matter what the number is, he's certainly taken the lead. Nice little move into that dogleg hairpin. Past the pits they go. And one of the slowest parts of the track really does favour the Brave, who can outbrake down the inside into that corner. And then things start to speed up. We go round the final corner, back on the power, as Lovell stays on the back wheel there of Ryan Tyers. They go into the first corner, so Ryan Tyers, 55 on the bike, number 18 on your graphics there, so can only assume it's a borrowed bike maybe. Leading the way, looks like Cooper in third on the 47. John Buckle, the pole sitter, drops to fourth place, but he's settled in nicely from Rhys Stevenson and JJ Cunningham. There's 20. Buckle, he was in fourth, and well, I think that's Rhys Stevenson on the back wheel. JJ Cunningham, there he is actually, so Cunningham moves up another position. John Buckle fighting back though around the outside and retakes that position. So it's pretty close at the start of this race. There's the race leader Tyers, Lovell on his tail, Cooper, Buckle, and oh, down the inside goes John Buckle. Great battle there with treble three of JJ Cunningham, who retakes the position. The lead is now going down the start straight, and a new race leader, Richard Cooper, number 47, has taken the lead as they go around the first corner. And here we see this battle going into the second corner. There's the 55, the race leader Ryan Tyers now back into lead. Oh, was down the inside. Good little move there into the hairpin by the 47 of Richard Cooper. And he makes that move stick. Look out for 1, 2, 3 though. That's looks like the machine of Rhys Stevenson. Well, I think has made that move stick on Lovell. Goes through into third place. Yes, he has. Past the pits they go. And Ryan Tyers. Now I think he's trying to line up Cooper here as you go down in towards the start straight around the final corner. And Tyers has got to get up that corner well. But oh, look at the inside here. Just there's the race leader 47, Rhys Stevenson. Has a look down the inside, and 1, 2, 3, Rhys Stevenson moves into second position. Great move there. Immediately switches down the inside to guard that line. So Ryan Tyers, the fluorescent yellow riding gear there, number 55, had visions of taking the lead there, but couldn't account for Rhys Stevenson, who moves into second place. Richard Cooper, meanwhile, the race leader on that 47, has set the fastest lap of the race, 50.746. So once again the race pace drops as the circuit dries out and gets more grippy. Stevenson on the 1, 2, 3 trying to close up on Richard Cooper, but he can't shake off Ryan Tyers in third. Jim Lovell still watching there in fourth place as Richard Cooper goes down the start, has a quick look over the shoulder, but he is clear now. Another fastest lap, 50.621. There's Ryan Tyers still in third place, Jim Lovell fourth, JJ Cunningham and John Buckle, pole sitter, a bit further behind in sixth place. Four-way battle for the lead here though, as Richard Cooper starts to establish himself at the front. There we see that yellow comb just on the outside. I think there was a pothole there, was remedial work going on before the racing got underway, but appears to be okay now. Just out there just for rider safety. And as we look at the drone there momentarily, we go past the pits, and Richard Cooper still leading the way. Stevenson in second, Ryan Tyers and Jim Lovell. Past the finish line we go once again, and it looks to me like Stevenson is starting to close here. Fastest lap of the race for the 1, 2, 3 in second place, Rhys Stevenson. So catching up is one thing, of course, getting past can be another. This double apex right-hander, and I'm sure that Richard Cooper knows that Stevenson is with him in second place. Stevenson looks quicker at the moment, but he can't find a way past. Here we see this spectacular left-hand corner. The riders can carry a lot of speed through there, and these two riders starting to pull away from the rest of the top five. It's turning into a battle now between Richard Cooper and Rhys Stevenson. Ryan Tyers and Jim Lovell falling back slightly. You would say the third and fourth place riders could still get involved in this if these two riders start trading paint, battling for position as Stevenson lines up Cooper going into the first corner, but can't find a way through on the inside. Cooper, nice line through the first corner. Stevenson again has a look down the inside, but can't quite make the move stick. Richard Cooper holding on to that lead. And it looks to me like Reece Stevenson's a bit quicker at the moment. Again, he set the fastest lap of the race, 50.223. But that counts for nothing, of course, because Richard Cooper has got the track advantage as they come into the hairpin. They have got slower traffic in front of them, though, so that could play a part in the closing 5 laps of the race. Just looking a bit further down the field, they've got a good midfield battle starting to develop here on the edge of the top 10. I think that was the 51 of Phil Dickens. Chase Collymore in there as well. He's currently in 7th place. There's the 14 of Jamie Callan. 51 then Phil Dickens. Unidentified rider on the edge of the top 10 as this great little battle here on the edge of the top 10 makes its way through. Still pretty close for the lead. There's Chase Collymore on the number 7, heading this train of riders into the first corner. So Collymore just ahead of Callan. Callan currently in 8th position. Phil Dickens, very close battle as the leaders now making their way up towards the final corner, and they are starting to catch up on slower traffic here as he should be looking towards the finish line very soon. Collymore goes through. Richard Cooper and Reece Stevenson side by side into the first corner. Still very close to the edge of the top 10 with Chase Collymore heading off that group of riders. And looking towards the middle of the track very soon. Still looks like Cooper and Stevenson battling away for that lead position. Meanwhile, Lee Jackson moves into 7th place from Chase Collymore. Three laps to go in this pit bike stock 160 Group A. There we see the number 89 of Sebastian Barron around the first corner. Currently in 18th position, Daniel Gilbert just behind him. And these riders are going to be closed on by the leaders very soon, who are battling through into the first corner. Should be just in shot there. There they go, just to the top of the screen. And Cooper and Stevenson neck and neck into the second corner. This battle for the lead is really starting to hot up. Here they are. And they're dealing now with some of the midfield riders as well. So Richard Cooper doing a great job here of holding on to the lead. Stevenson 1, 2, 3 in second place, looking very threatening. 1.5 laps to go. And Stevenson knows that he's going to have to really pull something out of the bag here to snatch the lead. Into that dogleg hairpin they go, one of the slowest parts of the track. And Cooper holds on to the racing line. Past the pits they go. Stevenson having a look down the inside. Oh no, but Cooper shuts the door. Here they come now then. Should be making our way through towards the final lap. Stevenson, second place, having a peek down the inside last lap. So Stevenson, fastest lap of the race, of course, showing the pace, but he can't find a way through because Richard Cooper, number 47, the race leader, doing very well to hold on to the lead. It's been a very close battle so far, but they stayed out of trouble. There are some midfield runners ahead of them now, so slower traffic, and of course those slower riders, they're battling for position as well. So this could get very tight now for the final half lap. Cooper still leads. Stevenson in second place. They're approaching slower riders though, and these riders battling for position in the midfield, so they won't be obliged to move out the way particularly. Oh, look at Cooper there, threading his way. He's got to go round the outside of the slower rider now. This could get interesting. He gets ahead of, there's a bit of gap with him and Stevenson, and here we come towards the checkered flag. Oh, that's close, but Richard Cooper, by 0.2 of a second, takes the checkered flag from Reece Stevenson. Ryan Tyers goes through in third, and it should be Jim Lovell in fourth place on the 97, a bit further back. But there's the race winner, number 47, Richard Cooper and Reece Stevenson. And Cooper just threading his way through some of the slower traffic there on those final few corners and holding on to the lead. And when you're leading a race, that can be a nerve-wracking time, because we say, of course, slower traffic, but look at these riders in the midfield. They've got just as much right to be in the race as anybody else, and they're battling for position as well. So whilst the etiquette would be to let the faster riders through, which of course most riders will attempt to do that if they can, does mean, of course, they don't want to sacrifice their own race in the process. So difficult last lap there for those two leaders, and a very close midfield battle there just as they go through. That was Sebastian Barron, Daniel Gilbert and Nathan Summers in 20th place having their own battle. Just gone through now, but everyone seemed to stay out of trouble, and a very good first race there. Pit bike stock 160 1A just drawing to a close.